Hey guys, I'm Lee in the Kiwi Yogi. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thanks for joining me. Today we're going to be outside in the sunshine or grounding down in nature somewhere that you can get to today. And we're going to go through some sun salutations out in the beautiful sunshine. It's pretty warm, so this is going to be a nice quick practice to get your body moving and just to create some energy moving through the body. So grab your mat and let's get started. We wanna be a little stronger. Okay, so we're going to start at the top of our mat and just grounding down, standing to begin. Take the big toes to touch, the heels about hip width apart or apart from each other. And then we're just going to take the arms alongside the body and start to lengthen the spine long. So as you start to stack the spine, reach the crown of the head up towards the sky. Relax the shoulders away from your ears. Feel the feet pressing down into your mat, so slightly bend through the knees. Squeeze the thighs on, feeling the tailbone tuck under, the belly draw in. Feel that activation travel up through the sides of the waist, front of belly and back of body. And just take a moment here to really ground down. So if you're on your mat on the grass or wherever you may be, just feeling the space beneath your feet. And you might even like to close down your eyes. So to ground down a little more, just noticing the breath moving through the body. And just even noticing the subtle energy as it moves through the body. Feel the warmth of the sun on your skin, or the gentle breeze as it blows past. Take your hands to your heart center, thumbs point back toward the heart. And it's here we're just going to set our sankalpa, our dedication to our practice, or your heart's desire. So this is going to come from an inner voice, inner knowing, something that you wish to cultivate and bring into your life or the life of others. Take a moment here, bowing in, honoring your sankalpa, cultivating, manifesting. And then when you're ready, just releasing the hands. You're going to inhale, float the hands up, wide. Next, in the hands up and overhead. Palms touch above the head if it's okay for the shoulders. As you exhale, we're going to fold forward, hinging from the hips. Take the fingertips to the floor, let the head hang down, let the shoulders soften, and start to press through the soles of the feet as you lift your hips up nice and high. Take a full breath in, and as you exhale, slide your fingers in line with the heels and round over the spine, let the head hang towards the floor. Take one more breath here, letting the weight of the head, gravity, surrender everything to the ground. As you next inhale, float your fingers out in front of your feet or take your hands to your shins, squeeze your shoulder blades in towards each other at the back of the body and lengthen the crown of head forward. Draw the belly in, broaden through the collarbones. Take a full breath in. As you exhale, you're going to soften over super slow and let the head hang back down towards the ground. Bend through the knees, you're going to press out through the feet, you're going to rise on up super slow all the way to standing. As you inhale, floating the hands up and overhead, palms touch above the head. Exhale, release hands to heart center. Let's take that again. Inhale, take the arms wide, reaching them up and overhead, palms touch. As you exhale, you're going to fold forward, hinging from the hips, taking your thumbs down the center line of your body as you take the fingers toward the floor. Hanging over here in Uttanasana, standing forward fold. Feel the weight shift forward into the balls of the feet. The hips come higher as the head descends towards the mat or the earth. On your inhales, take your halfway lift, so fingers to the floor or hands to the shins. Squeeze the shoulder blades back and in towards each other. Exhale, fold over once more, taking the nose towards the knee and just drawing the belly in towards the thighs. Bend through the knees, press out through the feet. You're going to rise on up super slow all the way to standing. As you inhale, float your hands up, palms touch above the head. Exhale, release hands to heart center. Let's take a full round of Surya Namaskar here now. So when you're ready, just starting at the top of your mat, you're going to inhale, float your hands wide, up and overhead, palms touch. Exhale, fold forward, hinging from the hips. Taking the thumbs down through the center line, let the head hang down. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Draw the belly in, squeeze the shoulder blades in towards each other. As you exhale, slide your fingers back in line with the heels and let the head hang down. From here, you're going to step the left foot back into a lunge. So come down onto your back knee, sit down through the hips, fingers either side of the front foot as you broaden through the collarbones, lift through the heart. And as you exhale, take your left palm down into the floor, keep the right fingertips cupping and extend the right knee back to meet the left. Hands stay beneath your shoulders, fingertips point forward, not locking out the elbows here. We're going to exhale, lower down, chaturanga, bending the elbows, lower the chest down in between the arms and come down onto the belly. Pick up the legs, extend them back and behind, tops of feet press down firmly to the floor, squeeze your legs so your kneecaps lift. As you inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades in towards each other. Start to broaden through the collarbones and lifting and opening up through front side of body. Send those shoulders down towards the hips, opening through front body. Keep drawing the belly in. Exhale, release the forehead to the floor. Tuck your toes, press out through the hands and knees. Press back through a kneeling plank. I'm going to come up, lifting the hips high into a down face dog. So taking the hips high, let the head hang down. Hands are shoulder width apart, spreading your fingers nice and wide, and the feet are hip width apart, toes facing forward. Bending one knee, take the opposite heel down towards the floor. Try not to lock out the elbows and the arms, but keep pressing firmly through the fingertips and the knuckles. Take a few breaths here. Grounding down, lengthening the back of the legs and the hamstrings. Then we're going to exhale, soften both heels down on your next exhale. Take a full breath in. Exhale the breath out. On your inhale, you're going to take your left leg toward the sky, three-legged dog. And exhale, curl the knee towards the chest. Step the foot forward to the inside of the left thumb, the top of your mat. Come down onto the back right knee. Sit down through the hips, broaden through the collarbones. Exhale, step your right to meet your left and fold over your legs. Inhale, you're going to rise on up, palms touch above the head. Exhale, release hands to your heart center. Let's take this on the other side. As you inhale, float your hands up, palms touch. Exhale, fold forward, hinging from the hips. Take those thumbs down through the center line as you let the head hang down. Halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana, lengthening the crown of head forward. And as you exhale, slide your fingers back in line with the heels, let the head hang down. And we're going to step the right foot back into a lunge position on the other side. Take your back knee down to the ground. Sit down through the hips, broaden through the collarbones, lift the heart up. As you exhale, take your right hand to the floor, cupping the fingertips down, extend the left knee to meet the right. Hands beneath the shoulders, fingers pointing forward. As you exhale, lower down, chaturanga to the floor. Inhale, baby cobra, tops of feet pressing down. Squeeze your elbows in towards each other, pressing them back towards the feet. Draw the belly in. Exhale, release the forehead down. Tuck your toes, pressing out through hands and knees. Lift back, kneeling plank. And then tuck in the toes, lift the hips high, press back to your down face dog. Soften your heels down as you exhale. You're going to take a full breath in. Exhale, both heels come down toward the mat, starting to squeeze the thighs on a little more now, lengthening through the backs of the legs. Take one more smooth breath in. Nice long exhale out. From here, take your right leg toward the sky, three-legged dog. As you curl the knee towards the chest, you're going to step the foot forward to the inside of the right thumb. Come back down into your low lunge. Step the left to meet the right at the top of your mat and fold over the legs. Inhale, rising on up, palms touch above the head. Exhale, release, hands to heart center. Let's take a few more rounds now. Inhale, reaching the hands up, palms touch. Exhale, fold forward, super slow, use your breath. Exhaling out, fold over. Come into your halfway lift. Fingers to the floor, hands to the shins. Squeeze your shoulder blades in towards each other. Draw the belly in. Slide your fingers back in line with the heels. Step the left foot back into your lunge. Come down to the back knee if that's where your practice is at, or keep the back knee lifted. Keep the hips nice and low. Try not to let the right knee surpass the right ankle as you sit your hips down. One more breath. From here, take your left palm down into the floor. Keep cupping the right fingertips and step the foot back into a plank position. Hands beneath the shoulders, knees to the ground if you need to. Otherwise, we're moving through chaturanga, lowering down to the floor. Inhale, baby cobra, or perhaps upward facing dog. Is that where your practice is going to go? I'll take that next round with you. Exhale, release the forehead down. Tuck your toes, press out through hands and knees. Press back, shifting the hips up, back to down face dog. Soften your heels down as you exhale. Take one more breath in. Long exhale out. Nice. From here, take your right leg toward the sky, three-legged dog. Curl the knee in, step the foot forward to the front of your mat, low lunge. Step the left to meet the right and fold over the legs. Inhale, rising on up, palms touch above the head. Exhale, release hands to heart center. Let's move on to the right side now. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward, hinging from the hips. Come into your halfway lift, Adho Uttanasana, fingers to the floor, hands to the shins. Slide your fingers back in line with the heels, stepping the right foot back. Low lunge, knees or toes sitting down through the hips. And then pressing back by taking your right hand to the floor, cupping the left fingertips, step back into your plank, knees or toes. Now option take down to the knees if you like, or lowering down, chaturanga. Inhale, baby cobra, or upward facing dog, making sure the thighs are up off the floor, opening through the heart. Squeeze your shoulder blades in towards each other, draw the belly in. Nice. Shifting the hips back. Engage the core, lifting back, hips come high. As you exhale, heels come down to your down face dog. Take a full breath in. Long exhale out. From here, take your left leg toward the sky, three-legged dog. Curl the knee towards the chest, step the foot forward to the inside of the left thumb. Back knee stays high if you do it on the other side. Step the right to meet the left and fold over the legs. Inhale, rising on up. Palms touch above the head. Exhale, release hands to heart center. Let's take another round. Inhale, reaching it up. Exhale, folding forward, hinging from the hips. Halfway lift, flat back. And then from here, we're going to step both feet back into a plank. So knees or toes, step back with 1 foot at a time or jump back. Lowering down, chaturanga, knees or toes. Inhale, baby cobra, opening through the heart, squeeze the thighs on. Nice, shift the hips back and up, down face dog. Everybody joining in down dog, taking the heels down toward the floor. Take your time coming back here. Smooth breath in, long exhale out. From here, gaze forward to the top of your mat. And you can either walk, step, or hop the feet back to the front of the mat. Big toes touch. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold over the legs. Uttanasana. Inhale, rising on up. Palms touch above the head. Exhale, release hands to heart center. Just feel a moment, heart beating in the chest. And the blood pumping in the veins. Allow the breath to naturally lengthen and smoothen out. Awesome. Let's take 2 more rounds each side here. As you inhale, float the hands up, palms touch. Exhale, fold forward, hinging from the hips. Come into your halfway lift, flat back. And then from here, you're going to step your left foot back into your lunge. Sit down through the hips. Breathing here, press back into your plank, knees or toes. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, baby cobra, or upward facing dog. Squeeze the belly in. Engage the core, lift it up, down face dog. Soften your heels down as you exhale. Inhale, take the right leg toward the sky, three-legged dog. Curl the knee in, step the foot forward to the inside of the thumb, low lunge. Step the left to meet the right, fold over the legs. Inhale, rising on up, palms touch above the head. Exhale, release hands to heart center. Let's move on to the next side. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, fold forward, hinging from the hips. Halfway lift, flat back. Slide your fingers in line with the heels. Step your right foot back into your lunge. Sit down through the hips. Taking the right hand to the floor, step the left foot back. Plank position, knees or toes. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, baby cobra or upward facing dog. Draw the belly in, broaden through the collarbones. Engage the core, flip the toes over, hips come high. As you exhale, the heels come down. Take a full breath in, long exhale out. Inhale, take the left leg toward the sky, three-legged dog. Curl the knee in, step it forward to the inside of left thumb, low lunge. Step the right to meet the left, fold over the legs. Inhale, rising on up, palms touch above the head. Exhale, release hands to heart center. 1 more round each side. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, fold forward, hinging from the hips. Draw the belly in. Halfway lift, flat back. And then from here, you're going to step the left foot back into your plank. into your lunge. Press back into your plank. And with control, we lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, baby cobra, or upward facing dog. Draw the belly in. Flipping the toes over, take the hips high, press back into your down face dog. Softening the heels down toward the floor. Take one more breath. Full exhale out. Inhale, take right leg toward the sky, three-legged dog. Curl the knee towards the chest, step the foot forward to the inside of the right thumb, come back into your low lunge. Step the left to meet the right, fold over the legs. Inhale, rising on up, palms touch above the head. Exhale, release, hands to heart center last time. Right foot back as we inhale, reach up. Exhale, folding forward. Halfway lift, flat back. Stepping the right foot back, fingers in line with the front heel, so back into your lunge. From here, take the right hand down, step back into your plank. Again, knees or toes lowering down, chaturanga to the floor. Inhale, baby cobra or upward facing dog. Broaden through the collarbones, squeeze the thighs on. Engage the core, shift the hips up, back, pressing back into your down face dog. Soften the heels down as you exhale. One more breath there, grounding down through the hands, shift the hips higher. Inhale, take your left leg toward the sky, three-legged dog. Curl the knee towards the chest, step the foot forward to the inside of the left thumb, low lunge. Step the right to meet the left and fold over the legs. Inhale, rising on up, palms touch above the head. Exhale, release, hands to heart center. Taking this time again, feeling the heart beating in the chest, the blood pumping in the veins. Feeling the aliveness in the body. And start to let the length of the breath float out. Just breathing here, grounding down through the feet, lengthening out through the crown of the head. One more breath. Exhale completely. Release your hands, gently open your eyes, coming back into the space. All right, so from here we're just going to come into some nice warriors. While we're on our feet, let's get a little stronger through the legs and open the body up. So you're going to step your left foot to the front of your mat, toes facing towards the top, and then step your right foot back about one leg's distance where it was from the front of the mat. Make sure that the front heel lines up with the inner arch of the back foot and the back toes point out onto a 45-degree angle. Now from here, you want us to keep your shoulders stacked over top of your hips, so try not to lean forward here. We want to keep that weight balanced, shoulders over top of hips, and then lengthen your arms long. Palms facing down and the hands in line with the shoulders. Now really reach out through your fingers, fingertips reaching away from the body. So you have to activate the arms here, turning all the muscles in the arms on. Turn to gaze out over the front middle finger, gazing forward. And then as you exhale, just look down, gazing with the eyes to softly bend through the left knee, keeping the weight of the hips and the shoulders aligned, stacked atop of each other. Coming down into Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Keep grounding down through the back foot, feeling the outer edge of your back foot pressing into the floor. So we start to work so that this thigh starts to come parallel to the floor. Keep gazing forward, and you'll notice as you first come into this, it may seem a little easy, but the longer that we start to hold it, the more work we have to do. Keep bending through the front knee, sitting down through the hips, squeeze the inner thighs in towards each other. Take one more breath here. Keep pointing through the fingers. And then from here, straighten through the front leg, flip the palms to face up. Inhale, float the hands up to touch above the head. All right, so reach the arms out wide once more. Bend through the front left knee, sit back into your Warrior 2. Let's do 3 more of those. Let's turn the palms to face up this time, straightening through the front leg. At the same time, we're taking the hands up and overhead. Exhale, come back down into the pose. 2 more. Inhale, reaching it up. Exhale, coming back down into it. Nice. Now notice as you close your eyes, flip the palms to face up, straighten through the leg, pressing out through the foot as you reach your hands up. That is 1 full breath in. And as you exhale, coming back down, bending through the front knee, hands coming in line with the shoulders, that's a full breath out. Nice, take the hands to the hips from here, and then from here straighten through the front leg and turn the toes to the long side of your mat. Making sure that the heels are aligned of each other and you're facing forward. Take your feet a little wider if you need to, so you want a good distance between the feet, toes slightly pointing in and the heels slightly out, so like pigeon toeing your feet. From here, I'm going to fold forward, hinging from the hips. So I like to take my hands to the hip creases and folding forward from the hips. I lengthen the spine fully long and take the torso parallel toward the floor. Keep the back of the neck nice and long, drawing the belly in, supporting your core. And then from here, you can just release your hands to the floor. If you need to bring the floor up a little closer to you, then you can just come up onto the fingertips or even grab a prop and pop them in underneath the hands. This is really screaming out through your hamstrings. Just bend through the knees slightly. We want to micro bend through the legs anyway, but we want you to start to shift the weight forward into the balls of the feet, just behind the toes. So just play with that little rocking sensation. Feel the toes become light, and then as you exhale, you might want to fold forward, hinging from the hips. Start to walk your fingers back in underneath the shoulders and let the crown of the head hang down toward the floor. Draw the belly all the way in towards the spine. You'll feel the lower back release a little, and keep squeezing the elbows in towards each other at the center of your mat. Keep the shoulders pressing away from the ears, back toward the hips, creating space through the spine. Shift the weight forward into the balls of the feet a little more, opening through inner groin, inner thigh, lengthening the spine. Take 2 more breaths here. Full breath in, long exhale out. After your final exhale, you can opt to stay here or take hold of the outside of the ankles on either leg with your hands. Draw your elbows wide, and then from here you can start to deepen the stretch a little more by drawing your elbows wide and draw the torso back to the space between the legs, letting the weight of the head fully rest down and lift the hips up. Take a full breath in, long exhale out. Nice. From here, slowly releasing, hands back underneath the shoulders, walk your hands forward. And then from here, you're going to take your heels in, toes point out, press out through the heels, take your hands back to your hips and slowly start to peel back up to standing. Opening through the heart, start to straighten through the legs. And then we'll come on to the other side with our Warrior 2. So you're going to take your back foot now, which is your right foot, straight to the back of your mat. And your left foot is going to go into the 45-degree angle. All right, so once you've got that space between the legs, same as you did before, lining up the front heel with the inner arch of your back foot, then you're going to find your wings, your arms, as you lengthen your fingers away, hands in line with the shoulders, fingers really reaching. From here, just gazing out over your right hand now through the middle finger, just gazing down with the eyes toward that right knee as you start to bend the knee, keeping the shoulders atop of the hips, sit down into your warrior. Take a full breath in, long exhale out. Breathing deep, smooth breaths. Just keep squeezing the arms back into the shoulder sockets, your activation through the inside of your arms as you reach your fingers away. So you've got opposing energy. So just imagine from the elbow out toward the fingers, it's trying to go that way, and everything from the elbow back in towards the shoulder is trying to draw in towards the torso. Nice. From here, I'm going to straighten through that right leg now. Turn the palms to face up. As you inhale, float the hands up towards the sky. Palms touch above the head if that's okay for the shoulders. And as you exhale, we're going to come back down into your Warrior 2, bending through the front knee, reaching through the arms. 3 more of those. You're going to flip the palms to face up. Inhale, float the hands up. Squeeze the legs on. Exhale, come back down. 2 more. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, come down. Inhale, reaching it up. Squeeze that front leg on. Exhale, come back down. Keeping the shoulders over top of the hips. Reach your fingers long. Full breath in. A little deeper. Finding your depth. And then from here, release the hands to the hips and straighten through that front leg. Turn the toes to the long side of the mat once more. And then turn the left toes to face forward and release the left fingers or the hands either side of the left foot. Walk the left foot out a little wider and make sure your right foot comes out a little wider too. So it's almost like you want railway tracks or space of 2 fists between the inside of the left ankle bone and the inside of the right ankle bone. Take the right fingers to the floor, left hand on the outside of the left leg. Start to draw the left hip back and square off the right hip. Drawing it forward to the front of your mat. Come up onto the balls of the back foot. Lengthening the spine long. If the floor is nowhere near coming to you with your hands, you can always rest your hands on the front shin. A little bit more challenging for the balance. Otherwise, just bending through that front knee so you can make your fingertips come down to the floor. Take a full breath in. As you exhale, start to squeeze that left thigh on, straightening through the leg, keeping a micro bend through the knee. And as you exhale, you're going to round the spine, taking the forehead towards the knee. Keep shifting the left hip back and the front of the right hip forward. Draw the elbows in towards each other and let the head hang down. Let everything work here, feeling the inner thighs squeeze in towards each other. Let the full breath out. One more breath. Exhale completely. Slowly lift your head as you inhale. And then from here, walk your fingers a little further forward now and release the back knee to the ground, bending through the front knee. Full breath in. Long exhale out. Open through the collarbones, lift the chin, the chest. And then from here, drawing the belly in, you're going to inhale, sweep the fingers forward and up, rising on up. Nice. Breathing there. Taking a bind here with the hands, interlacing the fingers, taking the index fingers and thumbs to touch. Reach those index fingers up towards the sky, arms are alongside the ears, and sinking down through the hips. Start to take this a little deeper into a back bend if you want, reaching the hands up and behind you, opening through the heart. Sink the hips down. One more breath. As you exhale, release. The fingers forward, taking the hands either side of the front foot and then taking that left foot back, knees to meet. Let's take child's pose, knees together and round over the spine. Take a full breath in and a long exhale out. Nice, let's just stay here for one more breath. Feeling the weight of the hips sinking back toward the heels. The spine is nice and long. And then when you're ready, you're just going to slowly make your way back up. Press back into a down face dog from here. So hand shoulder width apart, spread your fingers nice and wide. Engage the core, lift the hips up. And as you exhale, the heels come down. Take a full breath in and a long exhale out. From here, take your right leg toward the sky, three-legged dog. As you exhale, curl the knee towards the chest, step the foot forward to the inside of the right thumb. Walk that foot out a little wider this time. And gently hop the left foot back in slightly so the heel can release to the ground initially. Making sure you've got 2 fists between the inside of both ankles. And then taking the hands either side of the front foot. Alright, so from here, start to lift the back heel up off the floor. Coming up onto the ball of the foot and start to straighten through the front right leg. Draw the right hip back in towards the socket and draw the front of the left hip forward. From here, start to bend your elbows, rounding over the spine. Take the head or the nose toward the knee, lengthening the spine. You can come down palms to the floor if you want, or keep the fingertips cupped. Just keep drawing your elbows in towards each other and pressing your shoulders back towards your hips. Draw the belly in, lifting up through the hips. Full breath in. Long exhale out. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Keep pressing out through the back foot. Keep grounding down through the front leg. Feeling that activation. Squeezing the front of your right thigh on so the back of the thigh lengthens. 1 more breath. Nice, slowly lifting your head and bending through the front knee as you lower your left knee down to the ground. Make sure that that front knee doesn't surpass the front ankle. And then from here, we're going to come and lift and open through the chest. Breathing into the belly. Right, and then from here, you're going to extend the fingers up and overhead. As you did on the other side, you can either interlace the fingers, taking the index fingers and thumbs to touch, interlacing the other fingers, extending the arms alongside the ears, reach the fingers up. Start to bend through the front knee a little deeper, lowering your hips down towards the floor. And then if you did on the other side, coming into your back bend, start to open through the heart. Keep pressing the top of the left foot down into the mat to keep your balance. Feel the wobbles. Even close down your eyes to challenge your balance. Full breath in. Long exhale out. Slowly rising on up and releasing the hands back alongside the front foot. From here, taking that right foot back to meet the left, knees to touch. Actually, let's take the knees wider, big toes to touch, and come back into child's. Lengthening the arms forward. Breathing there. Feel the torso come in between the thighs as the forehead rests down. Lengthen through the arms, press through the fingertips so you're feeling the sides of waist switch on, activate, and you feel the hips press back towards the heels a little deeper. Take 2 more breaths in. Long exhale out. And then from here, just slowly rising on up. And just coming into a comfortable cross-legged position, sitting on your mat. Resting the hands on the thighs, lengthening the spine long. Relax your shoulders away from the ears. Drawing the belly in as you lengthen the spine. Close down your eyes. So just feeling everything through the lower half of your body. You'll feel the heart rate slightly increased. The breath just naturally lengthen out here. Just taking this time to sit out in nature, to feel the warmth of the sun on your skin, the cool breeze as it passes you by. Maybe tune in a little more to the surrounds around you. Listening to sounds, moving from sound to sound without holding on to one particular sound. Explore your world. Slowly opening your eyes, bring yourself back to the space. Looking now around at the beauty around you, the warmth within you, and the space with the breath that we can cultivate and create anything that we wish. Ideally, in a space like this, we want to ground down, we want to connect with nature, we want to get outside and to get that beautiful sunshine on our skin to help recharge and rejuvenate us in our practice. Thank you for joining me on today's practice. Just gently bowing the head towards the fingers. Namaste. Be sure to check out other clips on my YouTube channel and hit subscribe.